Okay, Jack Rice, Alien Paintball, going through a little bit more detailed, a little more complete taking apart of the gun. Okay, let's say you've got a leak. Somewhere in the back, you can't quite figure it out. Bought the gun used, mystery leak, took it apart, put it back together, whatever. So, you're going to take the whole gun apart this time. Bolt out. You take the whole gun apart, start with taking your eye covers off because you want to make sure that you don't cut that eye harness. There's lots of room in there, but still. And when you take your eye covers off, your ball detents should stay in there, but they're almost clear, so don't lose them. Take your other eye cover off, and again, it's nice to have a little tray or dish or something to put your eye cover ball detents in so you don't lose them. Wants to stick on the board there. Okay. Yes, it does. All right. Now, again, we take the same size Allen that goes in here. We put it in the back. We 1/2 turn. Find your hole. Whoop. Find your hole. Another full 1/2 turn. Take your front grip off. Find that. Gotta snap that loose. That one can be sticky. And takes quite a few turns. It's threaded well into the body. When it gets loose, your LPR will pop off. Okay, now you slide the gun body and the rammer forward, and it comes apart connected only by your cup seal valve. Okay, so if you want to inspect your cup seal valve now, that's the most likely culprit. Just take that off. And you can push it from the forward with a dowel, with a pin. You can put your cup seal spring in there, get it to fall through. Reach in with some needle nose, pull it out. However you do it, just don't put anything hard in there because you don't want to damage that front surface. Now, there is a raised ridge. You could roll this off your table, have it hit the floor, and it will not damage that ridge. But you want to inspect that ridge with your fingernail, pinky nail on there, make sure there's no nicks. If there's no nicks on there, your cup seal is good. Make sure it's not dirty. All right. Likewise, you want to make sure that this isn't dirty and your ridge there is clean. So you're going to get some grease. We like the Magnalube. Most anything, even the oil is good for this. Just lube those up a little bit. Lube that one up a little bit. And then hole goes up, obviously, to the inside. There's the hit surface the hammer hits on, so that's the back. Line those two up. Just push that in. You can use your bolt to get it all the way in. Slides in pretty easily. Just a little resistance on the O-ring. Make sure it's lined up nicely. You can even take your Allen there and line that up exactly where you want it. Take your set screw. Put it in and cinch it down. Okay? Now, put it back together. That still didn't do it. You've still got a leak somewhere. Well, Alien has a unique ability to actually air the gun up while it's in pieces. We have a little kit, 2 5mm quick release fittings, and a little hose. 5mm fits on an Allen. The 3mm you have to tighten up from the outside. You can take your 5mm, drop it in that groove. It will fit through the hole, but it's easier just to drop in that little groove, slide it forward with your Allen, and tighten it up. Now do notice that both of them, all three of them, have washers there. Make sure the washer's on there. If the washer isn't on there, it will leak. Take this off. Maybe you need a little needle nose to pull it off. Put this on. Okay. And then you can actually take a hose and connect them. Okay. First, however, what you're going to want to do, take your grip and take your screw that holds them together and drop it in there. Okay. Get it lined up to the front. It can be lined up to the back, and that's not what you want. You want it lined up to the front. Okay. Then this is the toughest part. You're going to take your spring and your cup seal pin, going to get them in there, going to get it to drop down and through. Okay? You're going to take your LPR body, LPR assembly. You're going to line up the hole here in the front. There's only one, the bottom. You're going to line that up. You're going to push it in. Slide it in gently. You don't want to cut your O-rings. And you're going to line it up. I like to use the Allen to line it up. Push it down just a little bit so it's lined up perfectly. Take your grip frame, take your screw, drop it in. It should drop in just a little bit. Okay? And then you simply screw it together. Once you have it one or two turns, you're good. Now, you can see that this, no matter where you put it in here, will line up. That's why you take your eyes off, because if your eyes are on and it slides over, you've cut your eyes. So, tighten it down. Okay? And then you can actually hook up your other hose. And air up your gun. Whoops. If you put your front grip on. There it goes. Okay, now if we had a leak, it would be very easy to find. If your leak is coming around your set screw here, your front O-ring on your cup seal has been cut. If you drop some oil down the back there, and it's coming from around the edges, your back O-ring is cut. If it's coming around the pin, it's obviously your cup seal. Okay? Being this far apart, it's pretty easy to tell if it's coming from your gun body or your reg, but you can always squeeze the hose there and make sure that it's coming from the back. If it's coming from the back, it'll be very easy to find. You'll hear air coming from around your rammer. Replace your front O-ring. If it's coming from the back, well, you should have heard that without it coming apart. Okay? Be sure this is tight and it won't leak out of there. If all that is working and you still have a little sound in here, now we're getting into the part that can be expensive because it could be your solenoid. But pull this forward and see if it changes or goes on or off, because that will tell you if it's not the solenoid. Okay? If that